Hello, I am a nerd, and this is crazy D&D moments from last session. So, I will be covering how I became an adult red dragon and still couldn't scare off shadow demons. Let's get into it. So, it was the first session of the campaign. We were a group of basically heroes and mercenaries that were sent to, shall we say, defend, to find the survivors of an attack and bring them to safety. There was this little boy in the corner. This little boy was shivering in fear. Everyone at the table knew he was probably a mimic. But what I did was, I ran up and are you a mimic? Are you a mimic? Poking him ever so gently with my staff. You see, I was playing Gwen Lockblood, which is a character from one of my books, and I used the spell Disguise Self to mimic the Waratah's powers, who are shapeshifters who use costume abilities. And transferring her into D&D took a bit of effort, I must say. And well, Gwen Lockblood, she pulled at his ankle to try and drag him along. Partially because it was funny, and also partially because Gwen Lockblood, and partially because he could be a mimic, and it's easier to stop a mimic if you're grabbing it by the foot. And shadow demons appeared around everyone. I was like, what's going on? And I want to pull off a particularly cool move I played. You see, I tried to jump over one of my teammates to get an advantage on an opponent. I learned from that mistake. Better to keep your distance from an enemy and destroy them from the outside. But I kind of wanted to do some damage to some other things, but I didn't have the spell Fireball, and there was a lot of people at the table, so it took a long time to do a turn. So, Gwen Lockblood was knocked prone on the ground from jumping over her teammate. And she was knocked prone, and instead of getting up, like an absolute psycho, you know what I did? I used Disguise Self to become an adult red dragon to try and do an intimidation check on these guys. I tried to do an intimidation check and I didn't roll high enough. That's a theme throughout this session. I didn't get particularly high rolls. And shall we say, the adult red dragon, there was just this massive adult red dragon on the battlefield. And for the rest of the fight, because I tried to intimidate them off the battlefield. But I had a feeling that if these monsters could be destroyed by a third level D&D party, an adult red dragon is probably going to scare them off at least a little bit. Anywho, I thought I could properly scare them off while still not prone. But for the rest of the fight, picture being one of the adventurers, there was a disguised adult red dragon on the battlefield. I just want you to take a moment to think how funny that is. I am a nerd.